So I asked Spirit, actually, I was talking to God. And when I was talking to God, I kept hearing God, Goddess, all that is. So, God, Goddess, all that is. I feel like there is an energy of divine feminine presence that is really heavy today. And I feel like a lot of people are in their head. And there's a lot of things that are going on, but people are trying to sort them. And then I pulled cards because I'm like, oh, no, no, no. And then I was asking, what do people need to hear today? Like, where are we collectively as I was tapping into the energy? And I want you to think and understand what is love. And they were also saying, what is death? Yeah. Okay. And so there's this energy of like, all things are happening in balance. There's this energy of light and dark. And I also feel like Saturn's retrograde is going to be really important for people karmically. But I feel like in Saturn's retrograde, it is releasing burdens for you. It is giving you the benefit of your own authority. It is get your inner authority, right? It's like I keep saying, who are you when no one's in the room? Who are you? And you get to define that. And there's no right or wrong. I think that some of the constructs that we put ourselves in makes it really hard for us to be authentic. And in order to like navigate this reality, there's just this energy of rebelliousness. Huh. Um, and there's also this energy of that being really hard, right? Because to be rebellious and to go against the status quo marks you. It makes you the oddball. It makes you, like, oh, who is that person type of energy because you don't do and act and say, but you are what is needed right now. Because in being authentic, it is going to help people be authentic and to redefine these things, and it is going to start from our inner world. I feel like people are a lot in their heads. I don't know if I've already said that, but I can sense that there's a lot of thought. There is a lot of mind activity. And spirit is wanting you to alchemize that energy. They're talking to me about like transmuting energy and alchemizing energy, and how like moving your physical body and paying attention to what you put into your body is important. There's also this energy, like the divine feminine energy. Okay, so there's this energy where I feel like the divine feminine is rising within everyone. And this is an archetype of energy. It is an energy that allows us to be more intuitive. And it is an energy that is bringing our gifts online. And a lot of people are naturally, everybody, they're saying, has their own intuition, but we don't feed it. We don't feed it. So when we get the hits and the downloads and the channels, or when we want to get an answer from God, or we feel like there's such this strenuous process in order to do that, and they're saying that it's not. Like they're saying that the reality that we build is as hard as we make it mentally, and that we're taught that like pain and suffering and lack and scarcity is the path to abundance. I gotta work really, really hard. I gotta work for 75 years. I gotta go through the pain, the trials, and the tribulations. And they're saying that each time one of those stories or narratives are repeated, we are just creating friction. That we're creating friction. They're saying like friction, which is defeating the purpose. Okay. Yeah. But there's this energy where it's like, they want you as the individual to start to redefine. They also want you to watch your words. They want you to watch your thoughts, because there is strategy in everything. Okay. There's strategy in everything. It's like, your mind is a powerful tool. It is. And a lot of people don't use their mind. A lot of people are rinsing and repeating the concepts, the thoughts, the visuals, the hairstyles, the eyelashes, the way that other people are showing up, the way that other people are defining beauty, the way that other people are defining relationships, the way that other people are defining love, the way that other people define death. You know, someone dies, you need to be extremely sad and angry, and you need to, when you love, you gotta like, you know, and they're in, oh, okay, and so now they're saying like, but we're doing it with the separation of self. Like, and once you start to figure out who you are and lean into yourself, because you know, it's like I have a sibling who I watch be very depressive, and she is a Libra rising. She's also a Gemini sun sign. And it breaks my heart to some degree, but also I have tried to give her insight to the fact that she's a Libra rising, and she has this lens of her through other people. And so it's like, no one loves me. No one shows up for me. No one does anything for me. Look at everything I did for y'all. Look at everything that I've put out there. Look at all the things that I've bought for other people. And every time I read her post, or every time I hear her speak, there's this energy where I can feel God saying she needs to learn to love herself. And that is really hard for her. She needs to learn to love herself, because that outside validation that we seek is not a real thing. It is just a, oh, they're giving me the word and I can't get it. Representation energy of like what it is that we're seeking in our inner world. And so same thing with death. We all know that we're going to die. We're going to die. And so the way that you live matters. The relationships that you foster matter. The thoughts that you allow to ruminate in your mind matter. The way that you articulate your story matters. The way that you articulate your plan. Like, you know, a lot of times we're like, man, this is only going to work if I can do this, and then that is going to happen, and then this. And there is an element of being grounded and staying in reality, they're saying. But there's also this truth about, my son just texted me and cut my connection. Hold on. But there's also this truth about like how we love ourselves. There's also this truth about, you know, things coming in cycles, things coming in pieces. There's a time to rest. There's a time to act. There's a time to be, you know, and once we learn the cycles, then we can operate within them accordingly. But God has never forgotten you. God will never forget you, because you are connected to source. You're connected to like source energy, and you are co-creating. You're constantly co-creating. So if someone were to ask you what it is that you want, what do you really want? Because what most people want is to not work 40 hours a week. They want enough money to travel and have freedom. They want sustenance and, you know, freedom for their children to learn, to play, to grow their own food, I would hope, right? You know, like there's some reality of that. But I think that we're like, man, I just need enough to get by, man. I just want to pay this light bill, and I just need to, you know, get some food in this house, and I just need to, and it's very limited. And I feel like spirit is just like, you got to pay attention to yourself first. You got to raise your own light, raise your own vibration. And if you're hearing the people around you suffer, then remind them that they are more powerful. Their tongue is powerful. Their thoughts are powerful, and they're feeding the collective narrative. And so if today you're feeling chaos or seeing chaos around you with this full moon, that is a clue that there are things that need to be reworked, or thoughts or communities or narratives for the whole that we need to fix and start to really lean into, so that we can build the realities that we want. Because this vibration of earth is different than the one that we just came out of, and we are blessed to be in this intense, insane fucking transition of like earthly vibration and realities.